the Egyptian god of the desert, chaos, and evil. He murdered his brother Osiris and tried to become chief god, but he was castrated by Osiris's son Horus.
He cut off his balls?
No.
Hello, Internet. I'm HamsterBomb.
And I'm Timothy.
And this is Demonica, your Shin Megami Tensei Demon Compendium.
And that is incorrect.
Where we look at the real-life lore that influenced the designs behind the series demons, and I guess that's just part of the thing that lore description is wrong. It's just what happened. Even streaming today, we had one that came up and popped up. It was wrong.
What was it?
Well, shout out to RNG Glaceon for pointing out that this was incorrect. The demon that I have trouble pronouncing, Alruan. We'll have an episode on this demon eventually, I promise. It's actually scheduled for season 3 or 2. I'm not positive which one.
Oh, yes, we have them planned out that far.
We do, and we're trying to plan the season 5 for no reason. But anyway, it's just fun to plan ahead. Anyway, so they said, oh, I know this demon. In German, because RNG Glaceon is from Germany, that means mandrake. So, for example, when watching the German Harry Potter, mandrake is Alruan, or however, we'll figure out how to actually say it. But anyway, we found out that those are actually supposed to be the same demon. They're from the same thing, mandrake.
Oh, okay.
And they derived from the original source material and split later into 2 different things. So, yeah, I just learned of something today where this had happened.
Cool.
And I'm now excited about that episode so we can learn about exactly what happened.
That is so far off on the horizon.
Yeah, well, it may be closer than we think it is. I'm not entirely sure. I have to check, but it literally just came up today while streaming Shin Megami Tensei 4. But regardless, the moon is shining brightly.
Well, it was so bright last night. It was illuminating our sink full of dishes.
I'll get around to it. At least while we record, it is a perfect full moon, but as this episode goes live, it'll be a waning gibbous. Kim, what religious, mythological, historical, fictional, cryptozoological character or concept will be cutting off balls tonight? I mean, summoning. What was with that introduction? I gotta know about the castration.
It's so much worse than that, but It's not castration. We are talking about Seth, Sute. Take your pick!
Yeah. So, for the record, this demon's name in English is Seth, and it's not supposed to be pronounced Set, from what I understand, because Xander Mobius, as Joker in Persona 5, actually said Seth. Now, I do know that he has mistakenly pronounced many demon names doing this.
It's not his fault.
No, he was given a laundry list of things to say, so he did his best. But I'm still not going to argue with Xander Mobius. I'm going to assume Seth is the English version of this demon that we are talking about today. And if you go to the localization page on the wikis, you will see that the demon in any other language is actually Set.
Sute.
S-E-T. S-E-T is pronounced Sutek?
No, it's Set.
Okay, well, it's pronounced Set in other languages, pretty much anywhere else around the world, so if you were wondering why we're saying Seth and you're in a different part of the world...
You're in Australia? I don't know.
Whatever, your game says Set, we're talking about the same demon. Housekeeping, real quick, I can't believe we actually have this episode ready for you on time this week. That's assuming I can edit it fast enough, because...
We are recording like 2 days late, so...
Yeah, but I thought we would be a week late, and the reason was Kim lost her voice this week, and today is the first day where she is going to try her best to speak normally?
I feel like I still probably sound weird. Do I sound weird?
No, I don't hear it.
Okay.
I don't hear it. It's not nearly as raspy as she was before.
I kept losing my voice. I talked mid-sentence and now it was gone. Which isn't really helpful for a podcast.
No.
What am I supposed to do? Nod aggressively so you can hear it?
Yeah, Kim nods. And then, another thing that is not very good for a podcast is something that happened last time, and I want to apologize for, because for all the audio things that I try to make sure are clean and perfect for this, I forgot one little thing that really messed up our episode. And God, I hope you couldn't just hear our washing machine going off in the background as I'm trying to explain audio problems.
Who designed washing machines to do a little jingle when they're done?
It did the dingly dingly ding. Ours is ridiculous. It like practically wants to sing a
I think
Disney
they're
song.
all like that now.
Anyway, what I was trying to say was I forgot one little thing. I have a small Pikmin towel, and I put it underneath my microphone to make sure if we bump the table like this, it's not very loud and it gets muffled, because if I put my microphone on there, it would be way louder and you heard it a lot, even though we barely touched the table at all last episode, and it was really obnoxious to listen to. Kim, I don't know if you listened to it back or not.
Not yet.
Yeah, I did my best to get rid of it, but my God, oof, I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Things like that, like we don't hear them. The microphone is literally hearing something else other than us.
Also, one more thing with housekeeping.
Yeah.
Was that all you had for housekeeping?
Technically, my housekeeping section was blank. I just needed to ramble about those things.
Oh, okay. That's good to know. I forgot to mention what time period Rongda came from last week.
Learn me.
Rongda is from about the 10th century. So,
okay.
Not one of our older ones, but...
So that would be the 900s, correct?
Yeah.
All right, well, I did learn a thing.
Okay, there you go. I just forgot to mention it, guys. Sorry.
Maybe at the end of the season, Kim will do a little bit of a wrap-up and let us know the order of the demons. That'd be fun.
Or which ones I think are the most accurate design-wise.
I don't know. It's all going to fit into the finale of the episode, which is going to be our Z demon. Yeah, we're doing
a second finale episode.
That means we're doing 27 episodes.
Oh, right, we can't do that.
Off. Yeah, Kim's not okay with that.
That's not okay.
Instead,
and you won't let me make a mysterious in-between season in-between things.
No.
Being in-between.
No, I don't think it's relevant. No, so we're going to do, if you're curious on how our seasons are going to work, they're going to be 26 episodes long. I said it's just happen to be the letters of the alphabet. We have 26 letters, and
it's
Kim's
2 anime seasons.
Kim says it's
Everybody
2 anime
knows
seasons.
this.
And so
13 episodes.
Not me.
Twice.
So with that out of the way, what do we first think of when we hear the name Seth? Or Set.
Well, okay, so I was surprised that I actually don't remember ever hearing about Set or Seth too much, either in like history or in mythology. Really, I never really looked this god up. So I guess my first experience was this dragon in Persona 5 that was pretty OP. So,
He was a really cool big black dragon in Persona 5. I remember, because you see the silhouette of the demon before you get them, I remember seeing the big black dragon and going, oh my God, I need that. That's so cool. And I will get into it. He's not a dragon. I know, I'm aware. But he was so cool looking, I needed to have him. However, even though I also think of a big black wyvern, who probably shouldn't be a wyvern, he is an Egyptian serpent god from my understanding, and I did know that before playing this, or at least that's what I knew. Like, I knew about Ra loosely enough to name Pokemon after some Egyptian gods and stuff. My first shiny Ho-Oh was named Ra. I spelled it wrong.
Right, but like I feel like back then I never really knew Set, you know?
I loosely heard of Seth and knew enough to know it's probably not supposed to be a dragon. That's why I was confused in Persona 5. I saw
also not supposed to be a serpent, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, well, we're going to talk about Seth being a serpent and a dragon wyvern.
But you know what's funny is when I did type in Seth, Gemini AI also think it's supposed to be a serpent god. That's just not true.
Okay.
I think I might know where it's coming from artwork-wise, but yeah, it's just not true.
So let's first talk about Seth as he appears in Shin Megami Tensei. Seth is another one of those demons who has been around since the very beginning in Digital Devil Story Megami Tensei. As in the novel. Yes, this means Seth is as old as you can get in this series. Though he's missed out on a couple notable games like Persona 1 and SMT3, he's got a very good track record for appearing almost everywhere. One peculiarity with Seth, however, is his design, which fans of the series tend to criticize, especially if they're unfamiliar with the story of SMT2, which, let's be honest, pretty much applies to everyone in the West.
Was that not your biggest problem playing SMT2? You had to find the strategy guide of the one other person who's played it.
Yeah, there was like one other person on the internet who's actually played this in a way that I could reference it to actually, play the game and figure out where I'm going, because it's a very cryptic game. If you know the Pillar Collection quest or Masakato's parts, for crying out loud, you know how hard that game is and how completely cryptic and nonsensical it can be. And I'm talking to myself. Kim has no relation to what I'm saying right now. And most of you listening probably have no clue what I'm talking about. It's the one where you get to fight Lucifer and Satan and Yahweh, and it is freaking cool. Except, it's also really weird. Really, really weird. So, one really weird thing about Seth's inclusion in a bunch of games, I don't have this written down, but I did notice that Seth was in Persona 2, Innocent Sin, and Eternal Punishment, meaning Seth is in both halves of the game. And our excuse last time with Rangda was Rangda is a high-level demon and only appears in the second half, of course. That makes sense. Seth's in both. So maybe Seth is a character. I haven't actually played all of Persona 2. We literally started it and went, cool, Persona 2, and moved on to other things.
We started 2? No, I only ever started 1.
All right, I started 2.
I wanted to play 2 more than 1. I got so confused. I put that down pretty quick.
I'm trying to finish Persona 4 before I go on to actually complete
you're just trying to work your way backwards, essentially.
Yeah, you've all heard what I've played before. Listen to the pilot episode. Anyway. But before we get into the controversial Wyvern design, we first need to take a look at the many faces of Seth throughout the series, starting with an illustration of Seth found in Digital Devil Story 2, Warrior of the Demon City, the second novel. Seth looks like a massive green snake bearing its fangs at the camera. What makes this simple design strange is that Seth is coiled around a satellite orbiting Earth in space. I'm sure it gets cleared up in the novel itself, which, once again, I've unfortunately not read as of yet, so I'm trying my best. I'm playing a ton of the series, but it's kind of really wide-reaching. Moving on to the games, first up is Megami Tensei 1, where Seth once again looks like a green serpent, but this time with many tails. In his artwork, his tails look segmented and all wrap around a collection of variously sized pink and yellow orbs. They appear to have pupils like eyes, but when you move into his in-game sprite, the black pupils are gone, implying that they're actually just his marble collection.
That's what I thought. I look at that and I think it's just the shading. I don't see it as pupils, personally.
You're talking about the artwork, not the sprite?
The artwork, yes.
Yeah, when you look at the sprite, they're obviously just balls, but I saw eyes, and it made him look creepier to me, so I thought that was kind of neat, but yeah, the sprite's not doing it, so it's clearly not right. Skipping Megami Tensei 2 for a minute, let's look at the updated artwork Seth got in the SNES remake of Megami Tensei 1. This time, Seth's got flashing yellow eyes, a collection of transparent red and blue orbs, and instead of tails, he holds them in place with a set of scythe-bladed arms coming out of his body like a nightmarish centipede. This design is really cool, and if they were ever going to change modern Seth, I wouldn't mind them revisiting this one, even though I still don't know what's up with this cool marble collection. On to Megami Tensei 2, Seth got a completely different look. Now he's a red, one-eyed grinning serpent with a freakishly elongated set of forelegs and back legs. His one eye is yellow and lacking a pupil. It's definitely an eye this time. His hide is red with a pink underside, and when animated, he wiggles his tail. It's extremely unsettling with the way he's grinning at you with his soulless yellow eye. It looks more like a monster out of Resident Evil than an SMT demon, especially if you imagine it walking around like up the walls or over the ceiling.
I think what bothers me the most about this design is that those front legs are very much like human legs.
And if he stretched them out, they'd be like twice the length of his neck, which is already long because he's a serpent.
I mean, and it's different if it's like, oh, it's like a lizard arm situation. It is not. They are human legs.
My first
to
instinct when I see it is to shoot it. I want to shoot this thing. It needs to die. So I see Resident Evil out of this. It needs to go.
Yeah, I see that.
Next up, we get another completely wild new design from Shin Megami Tensei. Now Seth is a muted blue serpent with the body of a man. His head is coiled and ready to strike with fangs bared. He also wears a golden crown on his head and Egyptian armlets and anklets on his body. It's weird to see him sharing the body with a man, but this helps him look Egyptian, and from my limited understanding of Seth, might make this the most accurate design he's ever going to be getting, because from here on out, it's Dragon Time!
I'm fine with Dragon Time. I know the rest of the internet isn't, but I am. I'm fine with it.
You know what? If the rest of the internet is really mad about his design and you're the one who just dug into the lore for an entire week and you're cool with it, then, I think the internet needs to get over it.
I think I'm cool with it because it's so wrong it can just be right.
I'm ready for you to explain that to me and to all the other people who are disappointed in Seth's design, because the best thing that we can do is help you enjoy a demon.
Or make you hate its guts, oh say. I'm looking at you.
I still like Osai. In Shin Megami Tensei 2, Seth got yet another new design that would stick with him until the modern day, with one exception we'll cover later. Seth is now a black wyvern, which is to say a dragon that lacks front forelimbs. His body is still quite serpentine, with serrated spikes running along the top and bottom of his long flowing body from neck to tail. His large black wings are also spiked with claws like a bat at the front points, which are very accurate to how this would organically evolve in real life. But Seth also has 3 other small sets of wings, one behind his head, one on his chest, and lastly one at the tip of his tail. In addition to this, he's also got 2 other sets of medium-sized wings flowing backwards from his behind, and that makes 12 wings altogether. He's even got a few long threads that come out near the sides of his wings that don't seem to serve any purpose other than to make him look really cool when he flies.
Does that make him like an archangel if we give him enough wings? Is that how that works?
I think he's past archangel status. He's like double an archangel right now. I think archangels have 6 wings, isn't that right?
I think so, yes.
Lucifer does. Finally, let's talk about his head. Seth's snout is rectangular and large on top and thin on the bottom, like a sperm whale.
I was gonna say like a sperm whale.
Yeah, it looks exactly like a sperm whale. His eyes are piercing and yellow without pupils. His teeth are tiny. His tongue is wavy, and his ears are blue and shaped like a goblin's. Behind his head is a spiky frill, the thickest batch on his whole body. As much as I know people are bothered by the inaccuracy of this design, I really love it. Both for the integration into the story in SMT2, but also because I love dragons. I distinctly remember working hard to fuse Seth on my party in Persona 5 just because I thought he looked cool. And that's gotta count for something. But wait. Did we forget about Demi, kids? I wish we had, because Seth looks like an Egyptian pink molting chicken sorcerer.
I saw this and I was like, why is he molting?
He's got a few gray feathers on each of his body parts, but most of his body is either clothed in Egyptian garb or an exposed bumpy pink skin. He's even got yellow-clawed chicken feet and a beak.
Why does he have an ankh?
I truly hate how demoralizing and stupid this looks, and I'm dreading Kim telling me that this is going to be the most accurate version of Seth.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
By my understanding, none of these are accurate, so just know that.
I am eager to hear what your description of Seth is going to be.
Oh, I'm eager to make you describe what he looks like.
I will do my best. Moving on, Seth is usually a late-game demon with some pretty impressive stats, usually with strength leading the way. Though he started out in the Tyrant race, he moved on to being Vile for the vast majority of his games. But very recently in SMT5, he's changed once again into being one of the Drakes.
Now that's weird.
I'd rather him be Vile.
I'd rather him be Vile as well.
Even though he's the Egyptian god of chaos, Seth is historically a law demon.
Oh, come on! I can't believe that's what you're going to try and tell me with a straight face, that he's a law demon.
You know, I think it's SMT2's fault, and we'll get to that in the story.
Okay, that's the most offensive thing so far. Not the castration thing. That's the most offensive thing.
I've heard it argued that due to his battles with APEP to preserve order that he should be classified as law by SMT definitions, but I personally feel he must be law due to his story integration in SMT2, which his main design is holding on to.
I have so many things to say about this, and I don't know if I should say them now or later.
I understand. From what little I glossed over, he's the Egyptian god of chaos. I get that.
There's so many things to say about... Because Seth's story is really in 2 separate parts. So if you take the beginning part, you could argue a law. But if you take the end part, definitely chaos.
He's either an extreme. Like, there is no neutrality with this guy. I can say that for sure. Like, he is, from my understanding in the stories of the games, he is very much fighting for some ideology. And it's usually, in the games, maintaining an order and dominance.
It should be for him wanting to rule everybody.
That's law. That's law.
That's the first part.
Okay. Seth learns all sorts of attacks throughout his many years as a demon. A few things that stand out as consistent are his powerful magic spells that tend to hit all enemies, usually electric. He also tends to get the ability to debuff the foes all at once, and inflict some sort of status ailment through breath attacks.
So you're saying he has Zeo?
More like Maziodyne.
Okay. That's very accurate.
The Zeo family, yeah.
It's very accurate, so that's why I was checking.
You can also expect some sort of physical nail, tooth, or claw attacks to take advantage of that high physical strength. Seth is generally weak to ice and blocks electric, force, light, and dark. Since that's a little overpowered for SMT5 with the Essence system, Seth only nulls electric and resists light and dark, while still being weak to ice. However, he is also weak to Mirage, while resisting every other status ailment, making his still one of the best essences in the game to use as your Nahabino, even with this obvious nerf. In SMT5, Seth also gets a unique ability, Usurper's Ambition, which states that magic attacks may become critical hits when a Tyrant or Snake Demon is present on either side of the battle. Ironically, this innate fury of Seth's won't apply to Horus. Still, it's quite powerful if you can capitalize on it. And another thing that's funny, he's not a snake or a tyrant, so...
This is fabulous, because clearly they did read Seth's story, so I don't know why he looks like that, but it's very obvious from his integrations like that they did read his story.
Well, I'm glad to hear it, and I'm glad to hear a messed up story coming later. We're almost there.
Oh, it's so messed up.
Yeah, for those of you hanging on, Kim wants to let us know that this is going to be an episode that she's worried is going to be demonetized on YouTube, and we might have to fix up with some censorships in order to keep it live places.
So spicy.
It's going to be an interesting story. So I'm going to try my best to make sure it's not censored at all for all of you.
Oh, yeah, because I'm reading straight from the original hieroglyph translated text, so...
Get ready for that. Anyway, back to Seth and the games. If you spend your full Magatsuhi gauge on Seth, you'll get the powerful skill Torrent of Chaos, which casts a severe level-based almighty attack to one foe with a chance of insta-kill that also removes one press turn icon from the foe's next turn. Almighty with insta-kill is just cruel. Plus the press turn denial casts a future safety net for the player, especially during super boss encounters that have ads, so you can take out somebody quickly. Say like Demi-Fiend doesn't get an extra turn next time. Seth is almost always a special encounter or a boss, so don't expect to be recruiting him to your side in a battle anytime soon. So, are you ready for this big story explanation that justifies Seth's design from SMT2 onwards?
Yes!
Don't get excited. To be honest, this is just where the design comes from, and it's not exactly clear why he looks the way he does outside of one very crucial reason. In SMT2, Seth is the result of Yahweh defeating Satan, an angel of divine judgment of his own creation. As Satan was defeated, his form was split into two halves so that they could be reunited once again when the overwhelming power of Satan would be called upon once again, implying that even though he was stronger, Yahweh still feared Satan's power. So Seth, being half of Satan, looks the way he does so that his eventual fusion with a strictly law-aligned character named Zion, his missing half, would justify his rebirth into the Dark Angel of Divine Judgment. Zion is an intriguing character in his own right, but let's save him for a full-blown Satan episode. For now, what is so special about Seth's inclusion of SMT2? Kim! It is time for your quiz question. How does Seth make his presence known in SMT2 before his fusion with Zion to become Satan? A. By creating violent earthquakes beneath Tokyo Millennium. B. By instigating Moloch to crush the city from below Tokyo. C. By taking good boy naps in a church in the abyss.
I'm going with C.
It's C.
That one seemed the most ludicrous.
Yeah, so the answer is C. Though there are violent earthquakes and the impending doom of Moloch to worry about in SMT2, Seth isn't your concern in regards to those events. You can see him about 2/3 of the way through the game sleeping in a cathedral of sorts in the home of the demons known as the Expanse, a realm beyond our own. He literally does nothing but sleep there until you visit him at the right time late game where your final decision is made on who to side with, Lucifer, Zion, or neither. Seth then awakens, bursts through the ceiling, and flies off to fuse with Zion, Nahabino style. Siding with Zion/Seth, and therefore Satan, results in you flying up into orbit in a space shuttle version of the new Garden of Eden, where God's chosen look down upon the Earth as Satan activates an apocalyptical death laser beam that wipes out all life on the planet below, just because that's what God wants.
Wow, SMT. That was so SMT, that line.
And that's what being law-aligned means. Being a dick.
Law line means destruction of everything,
Yeah,
from my understanding.
It's destruction of anything you can't control.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's it. Sorry if you were expecting more. Seth does appear in other storylines as well, but in terms of the main series, this is about as big as it gets. In SMT Imagine, the character Setsu transforms into Seth, serving as the final boss of the game, but I haven't played it myself and can't comment on this integration. I'm sorry. In SMT 4, Seth appears to hound the player during the quest to retrieve the coffin of Osiris and safely return it to Isis in Naraku. Seth wants this coffin so badly and charges you as a red flying sprite continuously as you climb Naraku, hoping to destroy it before you can deliver it to Isis.
I absolutely love this as well. You're going to get all of these references when I get to do my part.
I'm
You're
glad
gonna
they
get all
thought of
these
this.
references.
Because this is a very hidden quest. You have to get this quest by talking to a demon. You think you're going to negotiate with them, and they'll stop in you and say, hey, I have something that I need your help with. Can you do this for me? Like, mid-combat. You're trying to recruit this demon on your side. They stop you, and they're like, here's a quest. You're like,
that's weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Well, say you complete this. There is a quest that happens if you complete this by talking to another demon in a very specific part of the game later.
This is 4?
This is 4.
Okay, from what I have seen, 4 has the most unhinged, dialogue with demons.
Oh, yes.
From my understanding of everything I've seen online and what you tell me about, I'm like, I don't know what's wrong with them in that game.
There was a great one I was going to bring down to show you earlier today. It said something along the lines of, I'm having a bad time. Can you give me something to help cheer me up? And your options are throw a bottle of liquor at the demon, throw money at the demon, and throw up at the demon. It wasn't even money. It was something that was like throw a rock, ball of mud at the demon or something like that. None of them were good.
My favorite one that I've seen, I think any demon can do it, was Inugami.
Dig a hole.
Dig a hole. dig.
There's another one that says you have no choice but to submit to me, and your 3 options are submit.
And then the, who is your favorite demon? And then it's just this.
Their name 3 times. Yeah, it's great. So anyway, this quest with Seth, it's really fun, where direct combat with Seth is absolutely not recommended. So the gameplay is kind of turned on its head for a bit. This is early in the game, where Seth is a late game demon, and you are running through Naraku with an item that you're carrying that if it takes too much damage, you fail the quest. Seth is trying to get into combat with you and doesn't really care so much about killing you. He's trying to destroy the coffin you're carrying. Mm-hmm. And Seth is really freaking powerful, and trying to run from him is not recommended. So instead, you want to get into combat with other enemies, run from them or defeat them to respawn Seth and try and get past him, and then run to the next part.
That sounds hard.
It's very hard. Eventually, you do get to battle him in a direct confrontation long after the initial quest, where you can finally take him down. This is the subsequent quest, where you, after completing this quest that you got from a demon, much later in the game, you can talk to another demon who will also, in an unrelated fashion, say, oh, I need your help with doing this other thing. You see, the body parts of Osiris have been scattered all over Tokyo, and we need your help in getting them back together again.
I just love the story inclusions. This is fantastic. I know you can't see my expressions.
Kim got very excited.
But I can't wait to sit here and tell you these stories so you will understand all of these, because they're all very lore accurate, not like what we had in Doulahan, where you had to go get something for it.
You killed a bunch of corpses because someone was distributing red pills to humans and turning them into demons, and then ate a red pill themselves, and it just happened to be a Doulahan. Yeah,
so
it had nothing
it's not like that. All of Seth's inclusions, it sounds like so far, except for the fusing to make Satan part.
That's SMT too.
Pretty lore accurate.
That's his big thing. That's why he looks the way he does, because they designed him to look like half of Satan, and they held on to that design because it was cool. That's it.
It does look cool.
Yeah, that's it.
Because sperm whales are terrifying. And now
flying
they're in the sky.
Sperm whales with 12 wings sounds like the scariest thing imaginable that could ever exist. Anyway, in his follow-up quest, Seth was able to dismember Osiris's body and hide the pieces across the craterous Tokyo desert in hopes of averting his resurrection. This is even though you successfully did this quest and brought it to Isis anyway. Kim is laughing so much.
Oh, I can't wait. I cannot wait.
You're gonna have to wait. But because Flynn exists, he once again fails, but it must be said how ridiculously determined Seth was for preventing Osiris from coming back. Almost like there's a story there or something that Kim needs to tell us about. But this is when you actually get your boss fight with Seth. And there is another boss fight where you get to fight him in SMT5, but there's no story. You go towards the Egyptian branch of Bethel, and you start wandering towards a bridge where there is suspiciously no enemies except a few Mitamas scattered around. And eventually you get Seth's attention. He flies down, boss fight with Seth. He doesn't say anything, nothing happens, you just fight him. You unlock him for fusion. There you go, that's Seth. But that is all I've got. We are going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we will dive into the lore of Seth. And we're back with more Demonica. Now it is time to ask the question, Kim, who or what is Seth?
That was the longest few minutes of a break.
Don't worry
So
about
excited to talk about it. Seth is an Egyptian god associated with stormy weather, the desert, and foreign lands. He's the protector of Ra and the rival of Horus. Often he's considered a Loki-like figure in Egyptian mythology.
The protector of Ra is very law. Just saying.
We will get there, because what he does later is very not law.
Sure.
So, I think we should first review what the family tree looks like when it comes to Seth. This will tell us a lot about our important players and his myths and in stories. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
You ready for it?
Yes.
Seth is the son of Nut, the goddess of the sky, and Geb, the goddess of the earth. Their children were Osiris, the god of fertility and civilization and the first king of Egypt. Isis and Nephthys, both are goddess of temples and funerary rites. And then they also had Seth. So these are all brothers and sisters.
Got it. Osiris is probably not going to be good buddies with Seth based on what happened in SMT.
Osiris later marries Isis,
Okay.
his sister wife,
That's just normal.
while Seth marries Nephthys.
Oh, great. So
Before they were born even, they were married.
So this was an arranged marriage by the sky and the land.
You know, keeping the divine family tree very much within the family. Osiris and Isis had a son named Horus, the god of protection, war, and the sky.
Seth's nephew, but also kind of like sort
No,
of.
just it would just be his nephew.
Yeah, but from his brother and sister.
Yeah, that's still his nephew.
Yeah, it's his incest nephew.
It's still his nephew.
His incest nephew.
Seth and Nephthys. I really struggle with this one. Nephthys.
That's a tough word to say.
Never had children together, supposedly because Seth's semen was considered poisonous.
Wait, why doesn't he do poison attacks in SMT? I guess they didn't want to reference
It's a
his
very low,
semen.
it's a very small part of his lore. It's not overarching.
Okay, I wouldn't hope that someone's semen toxicity rating is going to make it into your lore.
So even so, some later myths still list him as the father of Anubis and occasionally Thoth.
That's the monkey.
Yeah.
The monkey who read in a book.
But Anubis was actually the illegitimate child of Osiris and Nephthys, and then raised by Isis.
We need to know all of this just for Seth?
Yeah, this is all important.
Got it, alright.
Because some people claim these are his children, and they're not.
Well, sometimes. Is it one of those series
No,
things
no,
where it's-
because Anubis is actually just Osiris and Nephthys' child. So it was an affair with his sister-in-law.
This is just gross.
Okay, so then Anubis was raised by Isis, and Thoth was a child of Ra. So I don't know where... We'll circle back to why it's debated why Thoth is Seth's child or not. He is not, okay? We need to know that.
Oh, well, who's Ra at this point?
I knew this family tree was going to be a problem.
I'm so confused already. You know, we'll get to these other demons when we get to them. I think all we seem to have gathered so far is that I thought we were talking about Egypt, but we're actually talking about Alabama.
No, this is royalty in Egypt. Everybody's having fun with everybody.
It's like that one family who lived out in the woods for like 2 generations and just inbred with themselves. Did you hear about this?
Yes.
Yeah, gross.
This has nothing to do with Egyptian gods.
This has everything to do with Egyptian gods.
So keep all of that in mind as we read through some of the stories later.
Yeah, everyone is related to everyone by 1 degree of familial separation. Yes, I see.
Seth's role actually changes a lot over time. Early on, he isn't portrayed as evil. He's a protector guarding Ra on his nightly journey through the underworld.
Okay, law.
And helping shield the dead as they make their way to the afterlife. So, very much
law.
Seth was known as the god of Upper Egypt, with his counterpart being Horus, the god of Lower Egypt. Over time, Seth starts to be demonized and takes on associations with foreign lands, the desert, violence, sickness, and chaos. Part of that comes from later the Greek influence in Egypt, so when they were kind of invading Egypt.
They were trying to twist the story?
No, Egypt needed somebody to blame for this horribleness happening.
Oh, and yeah, of course, other gods have something to do with this. So he twisted into a Loki character.
Exactly. So then Seth became like the scapegoat.
You tricked us. We thought you were good.
And there's also an in-myth explanation for how Seth's reputation shifts over time. So that's also in the stories.
Okay, so far, he's just becoming Dark Law, which is exactly what he is in his games. He's evil, but very obedient.
So no one really knows what Seth looks like.
Great. Wait, this is coming from an entire race of people whose written language was pictures?
Hold up. That's why I'm going to make you look at the picture.
Okay.
Okay, I don't know if the original people knew what Seth looks like, but the archaeologists today don't really know what Seth looks like.
But we know, what Anubis looks like very well. There's a lot of Egyptian things we know what they look like really well. What's wrong with Seth?
Yeah, you'll see it in a minute. So there have been a lot of guesses, but because of his ambiguity, he is referred to as the Seth animal.
The Seth animal.
Yes. So, Alex, you're going to type in Seth animal to Google. All right, so for the fun of it, we're going to make Alex describe this.
Great, here we are again. So, I guess we're looking at a greyhound's body, but instead of, let's say, a normal head where things get weird, it's got giant square bunny ears and an anteater face.
Yeah.
It looks Egyptian, but at the same time, that's mostly a dog.
Nobody can agree on what this animal is.
Its tail's got an erection.
I kind of thought I was definitely seeing anteater or aardvark, maybe.
It definitely looks like a hieroglyphic image that is supposed to represent
also
something
definitely,
not Seth.
Like you said, a greyhound body.
Yeah, it's just a tall, skinny dog.
A lot of people have interpreted him to be a donkey, but like I said, none of that is true. Nothing...
Long ears.
Nothing in the hieroglyphs or anything tells us what this animal is supposed to be. So if you definitively think that you know what Seth is, you would be wrong, because the scholars and the archaeologists do not know what animal he is supposed to be.
I would mostly say dog, because when you look at the hips, like a greyhound, or really a lot of dogs, get a dog wet, pretty much any dog's going to look like this, where the back of their hip kind of caves down and their belly goes back up. The Seth animal illustration that I'm looking at right now, that you guys can look at right now yourselves, pull up a tab on your phone, however you want to take a look at this, just type in Seth or Set animal. And it's the first thing that popped up for me. This is just black icon. That's what the hips look like to me. That's very dog-like.
It's very dog-like.
I'm going with it being a species of a dog.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe it's a lost species of dog we just don't have anymore or something.
A really ugly dog. To be fair, we got a really ugly set of dogs today. And yeah, it's got a bit of a donkey face.
So you can also just look up Seth in general, and you'll see essentially this head of this animal on a human body, much like the other Egyptian gods.
Yeah, I'm seeing that in some of the images that popped up, and that, to me, looks like a donkey version of Anubis. Like the very Egyptian-looking two-dimensional person with a donkey head.
But because of his ambiguity between the scholars and everybody else, I'm kind of like, I don't really mind what he looks like in SMT at all because of that.
Yeah, but at the same time, this is clearly a quadruped, and sometimes it turns into a human, so if anything, where's the serpent stuff coming from? Well, where's
don't know.
the dragon? It's black.
Actually, there is a drawing, and we'll get to the story. There's a drawing of a story where he is attacking a serpent, and I think if you weren't looking at it correctly, you might interpret him as the serpent, yes.
Oh, okay.
He is claimed to be the serpent killer, so maybe that's why people are saying serpent-like, which is not the case.
That's like mixing up Winnie the Pooh in a pot of honey. That doesn't make any sense to me.
That's the only explanation I can get to. Okay, so now we're going to go into story time.
Now I'm just imagining people in 5,000 years going this is the story of Winnie the Pooh. Why was there so many stories about this jar of honey? The same thing. It's basically what's going on right now. If only we could talk to these ancient Egyptians, they'd be like, no, this is all wrong. Except for the gross parts and the incest. That's definitely right.
Okay, Seth's story starts back in approximately 3,200 or 3,300 BC, where he is featured on the mace head of King Scorpion. So I was going to have you look up a picture of this as well. I cannot figure out where he is at on this picture.
Oh, that's concerning. I was actually just going to ask you I would type this in right now, but I have the loudest keyboard in existence. And also I'm wondering, is this the new oldest demon we have? Because 3,000 some odd BC is really far back.
I think it is.
Well, I typed in Seth Macehead of King Scorpion, and I can clearly see that I'm looking at some sort of Egyptian pottery, but on top of that, there's a lot going on. There's all sorts of figures. I see grass of some sort of plants, and people running, and there's events. There's clearly stories going on here, but nothing that looks anything like that Seth creature we just saw before.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but this is what they attribute him first appearing in hieroglyphs on, is this.
Before he turned into a demonized animal, maybe.
Exactly. Maybe. And there is debate on whether this is Seth, as scholars believe it could also be Min, the god of fertility, on it. So I guess they were close in imagery.
I don't see any sexy times going on this, though. And as I have spied, the Egyptians are not shy.
No, absolutely not. So we're going to get right into the stories then. I was just giving you your time frame because I forgot about it last week and I was making sure I was on it this week.
It's important.
So let's start with Seth killing his brother Osiris for the throne of Egypt.
Oh.
Sounds like a great place to start, right?
Great, because, I guess if the sky and the earth had a child, Egypt is the center of the world. It is 3,000 some odd BC,
There are a few different stories on how Seth killed Osiris. And these are going to sound really familiar if you just listened to Alex's opening part.
Oh, boy.
In one, Seth hacked Osiris into pieces and buried the pieces of his body across Egypt. Isis, Osiris's sister wife, gathered up all the pieces except for his penis, and along with their sister Nephthys, brought Osiris back to life to become ruler of the underworld. Pop quiz!
I really hope it's why couldn't they find the penis?
That is exactly what my pop quiz is.
Oh, God.
Why couldn't Isis find Osiris's penis? A. It was swallowed by a fish. B. Seth buried it in the underworld. C. When it was buried, it grew into a tree.
I was really hoping one of them was going to be Seth ate it. You will never get this particular piece back. Let's go with, I want Seth to be involved. Seth buried it in the underworld.
Absolutely not. It just got swallowed by a fish. Calm down.
Okay. So... what's this fish thinking? Like, oh, honey, I ain't never seen one of them like that.
You hear those kind of stories all the time in, the Amazon.
Oh, giant fish of people. It's a worm.
Yeah. They think it's a worm. Yeah.
Oh, God. Is this happening in the Nile?
Yeah.
People going in the Nile?
Everything's in the Nile in these stories.
So we're trying to justify people getting their penises bit off in the Nile. And
No, they just lost his penis in the Nile. There's no other... It's just lost. And I just want you to know the entire time I'm just imagining the SMT demons doing this, except for Nephthys, who is not an SMT demon and is driving me nuts.
Osiris made a cameo once or twice, but yeah.
And Isis is always there,
Isis Toth, you said is how it's pronounced?
Toth.
It's Thoth, correct? So you would think it would be Thoth, but no.
Toth.
Toth, the white furry monkey.
I love him.
Until we get an episode in, and historically you will then hate him for some reason.
No, this story makes him great. It's
okay,
fine.
Good. I hope so.
Okay, so I didn't yet tell you the other story about how Seth killed Osiris, possibly. But you see, like, the cutting up and dismembering part. That was in SMT4 as well, right?
Yeah, I just today got that quest handed to me. It was a bit of a pain.
Okay, so in another story, Seth invites Osiris to a party and challenges everyone at the party by saying whoever can fit into his beautiful chest can have it.
What? Oh, like a box.
Yes, like a box.
It's like, here you go, everybody. Squeezes his chest together.
And of course, no one but Osiris is able to fit into it. And as soon as he climbs in, Seth closes the chest, seals it shut, and throws it in the Nile. Eventually, the chest washes up in Lebanon.
Oh!
And he grows into a tree. Isis finds him in the state and restores him back to life, where he becomes ruler of the underworld.
So, you want some more information on that first quest where you're taking Osiris's coffin back to Isis in Naraku? She said he was thrown inside of a coffin and then tossed into the river, and then he flowed downstream. So in order to find Osiris's coffin, because you're told to just look through all of Naraku, you have to follow the water until you get to the back of a waterfall, and then you can see where the edge of Osiris's coffin is.
In the back of a waterfall.
Yeah, it's behind a waterfall, of course. It's a video game. So you have to take Osiris's coffin from basically, at this point in the game, the bottom of Naraku for you, all the way up to the top where Isis is waiting, because she couldn't be bothered to come any closer. You could have protected her the whole way down. It would have been way easier. She's high leveled. I know she is. Anyway, sorry. So yeah, the river thing was related to it, and I didn't even mention that because I didn't realize it would be important.
It was. But isn't that great that both of those stories were incorporated into the game?
Yeah, they paid attention.
I'm very excited about that. Even though neither story is correctly canonical,
but both
take
happen.
Either of them.
But I like that both happened.
I do like that both happened. We just agree that Seth has killed Osiris. That's the most important part. As long as we can agree on that.
At least one time.
It is believed that Seth killing Osiris is what brought death to Egypt. This is when Osiris becomes the ruler of the underworld.
Wait, can we back up a minute? Why again did Seth even kill his brother? Because of the incest situation with his sister
Osiris is king of Egypt.
Okay, currently King of Egypt is Osiris, and Seth, being the other male, wants this position, so he will just kill his brother for it. I see.
Yes. Long live the king. I don't know. So.
Yeah, I watched Lion King.
So after Osiris now becomes the ruler of the underworld.
So Osiris now ruler of the underworld, Seth becomes ruler of Egypt?
We will get there.
Okay.
After this, Ra adopts Seth, which makes Seth the thunder in the sky to protect Ra from the serpent Apotis, or Apep.
I thought it was Apep.
It's Apep.
Apep. Oh, whoops. Well, I'm from America. Around here, we pronounce everything the same gosh darn way we reads it.
So I guess Apep kind of roams the underworld at night. And so when Ra passes through the underworld at night, the sun going down, Seth has to protect him from it. Now, if you want to, you can look up an image of this and see why maybe they thought that Seth was a serpent.
Yeah. So I typed in Seth protecting Ra, and I have some images that are coming up on Google of them on a boat, and I guess Seth is doing a stabbing of Apep in the face, while Ra just kind of sits on the boat like, hey, I'm the sun, bro. Praise the sun.
So I have actually taken some text directly from a website. It's called Dysent's website. The Egyptians believed that the sun was Ra traveling on his solar boat across the sky, a journey that was perilous. Apep, the chaos serpent, was one of the most dangerous foes who threatened to swallow the barge whole. Against him, Seth fought, standing at the prow of the solar boat in order to protect Ra from harm. Rikala explains that only Seth is mighty enough to strike down Apep because of his realm, the desert, is the first or the final outpost defending the borders of Ra's cosmic order. In addition, the battle between Seth and Apep manifests Seth's role as the Lord of Thunderstorms, further expanding his roles from the god of the desert and storms to the god of thunderstorms.
Still think he's Law here. I mean,
he's still Law.
Yeah.
He's still Law here. So, I haven't gotten to the spicy story yet, obviously. These all sound so tame, other than a fish.
And we've already swallowed a penis.
So, this one's very spicy, so I'll do my best to keep it appropriate, but I had to just leave in some of the dark text because it's too good.
Okay. All right. Take it away, Egypt.
Okay. The story is called The Contendings of Horus and Seth. As I pointed out before, they're kind of rivals because,
Nephew. Silly Uncle Seth. So, before we get into that, so who became the king of Egypt? Did that ever...
That's the story we're getting into.
Okay, good. So this is the sequential next thing. I was making sure we're not leaving that as a tangent.
So, it's kind of like him killing Osiris and being protector of Ra is kind of all at the same time, I think. I don't think really necessarily one comes in front of the other. It's hard to tell.
They don't have much of a canon. They just have lots of stories.
They just have lots of stories.
Okay, great.
So, after Seth murders Osiris in his attempt to seize the throne, Horus, Osiris and Isis's son, remember?
Yes.
Comes forward to claim what he believes is rightfully his. He brings his case before Ra, Thoth, and Shu.
He's got a point.
Thoth and Shu support Horus, but Ra pushes back, arguing that Seth's strength makes him a better ruler.
I see why they would fight each other so much. This is the Lion King. He has a very good point.
And so Seth challenged Horus to see who was truly fit to be king. In their first trial, they would both transform into hippos and sit at the bottom of the Nile.
Wait a minute. As you do.
They're gods. Just transform into hippos. What's your problem?
Just imagine that, one of them's yellow, one of them's, pink, and then they have two other bonus hippos, green and purple, and someone's, smacking the back of their heads, and they're just eating apples out of the Nile as fast as they can.
I didn't even get to it. Okay. They had to sit at the bottom of the Nile.
Okay.
Whoever had to come up for air first would be deemed the loser. Isis, wanting her son to win, throws a harpoon in the water trying to hit Seth. She misses and hits Horus. Realizing her mistake, she quickly pulls it out and hits Seth.
Damn it, Mom!
Gets worse.
Wait, he didn't even, lose his breath there from being impaled by a spear?
No.
Impressive.
Well, I think he does, but I'll keep going. Seth, after he gets hit, turns to Isis, appealing to her as his sister, and she actually helps him out. But after she harpooned him.
She just harpooned both of them, let's be fair.
When Horus comes out of the water, he sees that she is helping Seth. He is furious at what he sees as her betrayal. In a fit of rage, he cuts his mother's head off and throws it from a mountain until Thoth eventually steps in and recovers her head and restores it back to her body.
It's a bit of an extreme reaction. I was gonna say...
Are you sure? Because she harpooned her son and then harpooned her brother.
Well, Horus probably doesn't know that. He was underwater. So as far as he's concerned, his mom harpooned him and then helped out the opposition. So, yeah, I'd be a little mad, but I don't know about decapitation and then Tekkening her off a mountain.
I had mentioned the other day, I think Isis earns one of the worst mothers awards.
Yeah, she's almost as bad as mine.
Okay, we're not done with the story. We are not even halfway through the story.
Good.
Horus, so tired from the day's events, cutting his mother's head off, goes to take a nap on the mountaintop. So...
The same mountain that he dropped his...
I think so. So Seth comes along and gouges his eyes out and buries them in the ground.
But why? For what reason?
Well, it's okay, because Hathor finds Horus and takes pities on him and returns his sight.
Okay, but hold on, Seth, but why?
Just taking his eyes out.
Who won the hippo contest?
Everybody lost.
Everybody.
I think Isis probably lost the worst.
This is an important thing.
Also, you have to keep in mind, Ra, Thoth, and Shu are also watching.
Just shaking their heads like, oh my god. Oh my Ra.
The gods Ra, Thoth, and Shu wanted Seth and Horus to make amends. Obviously, this is insanity.
Yeah, what about Isis?
This is when Seth decides he's going to seduce Horus, his nephew. No reaction from the peanut gallery over here? Nothing?
Excuse me?
His plan was to assert his dominance. So it's important to note here that homosexuality wasn't really a thing in ancient Egypt. I mean, like, they didn't label it or anything.
Yeah.
And it was all just a matter on who was on top in the relationship. That is the only thing that mattered.
The Lilith rules.
Yes. Now, I'm going to quote straight from the source, which is called the Chester Beatty Papyrus, which is from approximately 2040 BC.
Okay.
Also, you need to keep in mind, this was translated from hieroglyphs to Greek to English. So it's always important when we're reading these to remember that.
Yeah, there's some words in Greek that they're just not going to have in hieroglyphics and other way around, that they're going to lose stuff the more they translate it.
Quoting directly from the papyrus now, and not the weird font, actual
The
papyrus.
hideous fonts that yoga places keep using.
Now afterward, at evening time, bed was prepared for them, Horus and Seth. And they both lay down, but during the night, Seth caused his phallus to become stiff and inserted it between Horus's thighs. Then Horus placed his hands between his thighs and received Seth's semen.
Do we need the... Wait a minute.
I'm not done!
This is...
I'm quoting!
Before you done. This is done in hieroglyphs. Meaning somebody looked at this story and went, I found this ancient story of the Egyptians, and what on earth is going on here?
I mean, ancient, this is only 1,000 years later that they're writing this.
What's the hieroglyph for semen? Because they have one,
I don't know.
apparently.
I'm not done reading this very sensual
Please
text.
continue.
Horus went to tell his mother, Isis. Help me, Isis, my mother.
She's alive again.
Yeah, Toph gave her head back.
Oh, right.
And Hathor gave Horus's eyeballs back.
Right, I got the eyeballs to it. I didn't realize that giving someone their head back, fixed the decapitation problem.
Well, that's why you want to gather all the parts of Osiris in your game. It fixes the problem. That's exactly what Isis did, too.
Like Deadpool?
Yeah.
You just put them back together?
It fixed the problem. Anyway, he is saying, Isis, help me. Isis, my mother, come and see what Seth has done to me. And he opened his hands to let her see Seth's semen.
Wait, she can identify
She let out
it is based on what it looks like? Because it's poisonous, right?
I don't
Yeah.
even know if that's relevant anymore.
Ew, Ma. Yeah, this is a serious concern.
She let out a loud shriek, seized the copper knife, and cut off his hands.
Whose hands? Seth?
Horus!
Wait, cut
Seth
off Horus?
is gone.
Cut off Horus's hands?
Horus has gone to his mother with Seth's semen on his hands, and she cuts his hands off.
That's a reaction.
Because that they were equivalent, apparently. Then she fetched some fragrant ointment and applied it to Horus's phallus.
Oh no.
She caused it to become stiff and inserted it into a pot, and he caused his semen to flow down into it.
He caused. Oops.
Okay, so now his mother caused him to jack off into a pot.
His mom rubbed the oil all over his dick and made it all stiffy and caused him to fill up a jar that she poked a hole in. This is after she cut his hands off. So he's
and
not
you say
bleeding.
this is fine. You said this is the part I was the most concerned about. And you're like, this is fine.
This is fine. Well,
Isis Worst Mother Award. He couldn't jack off himself. She just cut his hands off.
oh, right. Exactly. That's...
Pay attention.
Hey, Mom, can you give me a hand? You cut mine off.
Oh, God.
This is gross.
Okay, I'm not quoting anymore. I just had to include that quote. It was very important to me.
So Seth just runs... Old Uncle Seth just runs away after getting his poison spunk. But wasn't that the whole point? They were trying to... Okay, I understand. We're trying to... Incest isn't a thing, and homosexuality isn't a thing. We somehow get past all of that. Okay, I understand. Wasn't the entire point of these two laying together to make the act happen?
Seth wanted to make the act happen to assert his dominance over Horus. He wanted to rape Horus.
Oh, but I thought they were supposed to be making up.
No.
Oh, I missed this interpretation largely.
They did prepare a bed for them. I assumed he seduced him at some junction before this or something.
See, yeah, that's a lot of subtext that we needed to know before this started, but that's okay. It's all confusing.
Anyway, Isis takes Horus's semen to a garden patch where Seth ate regularly.
But what about his hands?
They're gone. Okay? She cut his hands off. They're gone.
Isn't he a bird? It's just
According to SMT, yes.
a very shiny bird.
She finds out that Seth habitually eats lettuce there, so she pours the semen all over the lettuce. This is Horace's semen.
Horace is... Okay, I'm following the semen trail.
Seth, as always, eats the lettuce, unknowingly becoming impregnated.
That's not how sex works!
This story is so good. I told you it was great.
He's a man! And he... It's like those memes. It's like some woman like, oh no, I did oral and he wasn't wearing a condom. Am I going to get pregnant?
The Yahoo answers.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Yahoo answers like, oh no, you're going to get pregnant if you swallowed the semen. Seth, apparently, he's going to get pregnant even though he's a man.
We're not done yet.
And it's going into his stomach.
We're not done. We're so not
How'd the
done.
baby get into your tummy? Well, I ate the lettuce. And that's why y'all should never eat lettuce, kids.
Back on track. I know there's a lot of tracks to get off on here.
Back. There's a lot of getting off in this episode, but back it up.
Horus and Seth return to the three gods that were judging them. Remember Ra, Thoth, and Shu.
I'm judging them as well. Let's add that in there.
To judge who's going to be king. Seth, intending to humiliate Horus, Seth says to them, let me be awarded the office of ruler, for as to Horus, the one who is standing trial, I have performed the labor of male against him.
Also, I have hands.
And apparently this worked momentarily as he was shunned. But Horus laughs and says, all that Seth has said is false. Let Seth's semen be summoned so that we may see where it answers, and my own be summoned so that we may see from where it answers.
And the DM then looks back and forth and says, I'm sorry, did you say that there's a semen summoning spell? Is that what you just cast?
And Thoth knows it.
And Thoth knows he's like, oh yes, we're using, standard 5th edition. Flips back to the page. Here it is, summoning semen. Let's do this.
Okay. That's absolutely correct. What is about to happen?
It's also how Thoth speaks.
So I'll do my best to describe this next part.
I really hope this is like Alien and the semen like comes out of this giant head of lettuce monster that comes out of Seth's chest.
Close. You can't describe things and then I just describe the exact next thing that happens.
No. Okay, so then if I'm going to invent the rest of this, Horus's hands come bursting through the open window, and they fly in, and
like Master Hand style? What are we doing now?
Oh yeah, they come in from either side. Master Hand, Crazy Hand, they start wiggling their fingers.
Okay, we're bringing Xander Mobius back into this.
That's true. He's also Master Hand, Crazy Hand.
Okay.
But that covers.
Are you ready
Seth's
for this?
semen.
Are you ready for the semen summoning spell?
Yes.
Okay.
Bring it on.
Thoth puts his hand on Horus's shoulder and calls forth Seth.
My God.
So hard to get through.
He puts his hand on Horus's shoulder. Oh, thank God.
And calls forth Seth's semen from him. But his semen answers from the Nile, where Isis threw it.
His hands. She threw his hands in there.
No, well, yeah, she threw his hands in there that had Seth's semen on it.
So his hands were separated from the semen, meaning he can have his hands back now.
Maybe. I don't think his hands will ever be clean.
Does anyone notice he doesn't have hands?
I don't think anyone cares. Does anyone notice that Isis is holding her head and it's not on her shoulders? Anybody else notice that? Then he places his hand on Seth's shoulder and calls forth Horus's semen, which begins to glow in Seth's gut.
Ew.
And then the semen emerges either from his ear or his forehead as a golden disc, which Thoth, very excited about, snatches it and puts it on top of his head.
No! No! It's a semen vinyl of his favorite greatest hits.
I want you to think about that every time you think about Thoth now. Every time.
Yeah, I just pulled up a picture of Thoth and SMT just to make sure that, yep, that indeed was there. That's what the golden disc is. He liked...
It was
he liked
Seth's
it so much.
child from his ear.
Seth's ear child. That was also him gobbling up his nephew's semen in a head of lettuce.
Which this is where people get things confused is sometimes people interpret that Seth gave birth to Toph after ingesting the lettuce.
That would make the golden disc on his head his brother.
The golden disc on his head is Taurus's cousin, sir.
Which is also Toph's brother, because it's Seth's.
Toph is not related at all to Seth, okay? They're
Right.
not related. Don't let the internet let you believe it.
It doesn't matter anyway.
He was a very excited... Okay, so I'm reading the story, and I imagine a very excited baboon, gibbon... grabbing this disc and throwing it on top of his head, very excitedly clapping and dancing. Yeah. I don't...
Taking his butt, licking it like it's a piece of fruit.
Yeah, I'm very excited about it.
Is it slimy when it comes out?
I don't know. It came out of his ear.
No. Or forehead.
Or forehead. Either story.
It was in his gut, so...
He was pregnant.
Ugh. With...
Horace's love child
gave
on
birth
lettuce.
To a... God!
I love this story. So, despite all of this evidence against Seth, oh yeah, we're not done. He somehow convinces everyone that they need to do another trial.
Trial by hippo.
They were to race stone ships down the Nile. So, Seth's stone ship sank immediately, but Horace's ship floated. In a rage, Seth turned into a hippo.
When in doubt.
And ran into the boat, which caused it to break apart, exposing that Horace had made it from wood and plaster, not stone.
I was gonna say, like, what kind of contest is this?
So, I just want you to know, these shenanigans go on for over 80 years. I just want you to know this.
Who's governing Egypt? That's the question here.
Anyway, after this back and forth had gone on for about 80 years or so, the gods finally consulted Osiris himself, who would claim that Horus should be god and king and imprison Seth.
But Osiris was split apart and spaghettified into many pieces.
Okay, and either Isis put him back together without his penis, or Isis turned him from not being a tree anymore, and he became the ruler of the underworld. Osiris is a tree? Well, yeah, if he gets thrown in the chest and goes down the river. He is ruler of the underworld at this time. They waited 80 years before consulting
the previous
king of Egypt.
They could have just asked him at any time.
Yes!
This is like Metaphor Refantasio. If the previous king tells you the rules of getting the new king, you listen to the previous king.
So this forces Seth into banishment in the desert, where he becomes like...
He's Scar.
Yeah. So this is where he becomes the god of like the desert and like the demonized version of himself, where he becomes the god of the desert and of foreign lands and sickness and chaos and all of that. Because now he's banished to the desert. That's the end of my story.
I still think he should be a law demon. From all of his stories and the way that he behaves.
Even the gouging of his nephew's eyes out and trying to rape his nephew, this is law to you?
Yes, because you know what else is also law? Like I mentioned, going up into a giant satellite with your Garden of Eden followers and obliterating the entire planet Earth like the Death Star.
Yeah, but that seems a little bit more law to me than the nonsense that Seth caused for 80 years. This guy is a menace.
I know what Catholic priests are like. They stick their willies all over the little boys, especially their nephews.
It's horrible. It's a horrible story.
That is a horrible story.
Anyway, today Seth is still recognized as a religious figure and worshipped in Kemetism.
I've heard of that.
Which is a neo-pagan religion focusing on ancient Egypt religion and revival.
Huh. I thought you were going to say Neopets.
Neo-pagan.
Yeah, that's almost the same thing.
Mm-hmm. With his temple being established and founded in 1975.
The temple, have they decided what he looks like there?
I think it's still the Seth animal.
I was going to say, like, if you're going to have a temple to somebody, you're probably going to have some sort of iconography.
Because I think I saw the statues and it still just looks like the Seth animal. Nobody knows what that is. He's also been featured in other pop culture. He's an evil alien in Doctor Who, and in several comics like Thor from Marvel, and a comic called Ibis from DC from 1942.
Egyptian stuff.
Yeah.
They do an Egyptian crossover.
Yeah,
there you go.
In the 40s, I guess. I don't know. And he appears in You probably guessed it, Final Fantasy 13.
Mm-hmm.
As always.
We should probably stop saying it like that every time.
It's so
not a bad,
obvious.
It's not a bad thing.
I don't know. He's just an enemy in the game, and it didn't look like anything too special about it. But also, it's 13, so, like, does anybody really like that game? I don't know. I didn't play it.
Yeah, it's a series of hallways.
He's in a strategy game from 2002 called Age of Mythology. I don't know anything about that. And you can play as him in Smite, an online battle arena game.
That makes sense.
I was terrible at that game.
Yeah, I didn't
Absolutely
like it.
awful. Everybody hated me. So, I found this story to be mortifying, and I guess I like Seth a little bit more knowing his story. I always have more appreciation if they have a ludicrous story behind them. But what do you think?
If anything, my eyes have been opened to Toth. And his,
I am so excited to do his episode
and
now.
Horus. I didn't expect so much semen to come up in this episode.
So much semen.
Yeah, so before the semen started, you showed me an image just of some Egyptian...
I don't know. I think it was just Egyptian porn. I don't think it was specifically Seth and Horus.
Was it supposed to be Seth and...
I don't think so. I think it was like they were just showing that homosexuality was okay in Egypt. So they were showing an image.
Yeah, I doubt that.
From that
They don't draw one standing male penetrating another bending over male in the butt.
No, that's what they were doing. They were just like, this is fine.
That's exactly what it was.
On the wall.
Yeah, they drew this on their wall.
I told you it was exactly what you saw. Nothing special to it.
Yeah, but their faces weren't even different, like animal heads or
That's why
anything.
I'm saying it wasn't Seth and Horus.
It was probably them just saying...
It was just random. It's just random people.
That's wonderful. Yeah, they weren't shy.
Yeah. Definitely think different of all of these SMT demons now.
Any of them that are Egyptian? Yeah, I'm very scared.
Toth is going really high up on my ranking now. He's just this crazy... Oh, bringing it back to Lion King. I had a theory that Rafiki is Toth.
You know, Lion King...
I had a theory about this.
I brought up Lion King multiple times, but yeah, it really seems like that's like where this is coming from. And Lion King is supposed to be from
Macbeth.
Hamlet. Or Hamlet, correct?
Hamlet.
Okay, yeah, it's some of the Shakespearean stuff. I don't remember because I never read that one.
So then is Hamlet based off of Seth and...
Exactly, that's where I'm going with this, yeah.
Because I 100% think Rafiki is Toth.
Yeah,
he's a monkey of wisdom.
He never ages.
He's insane.
He likes semen. He holds children over his head excitedly.
Yellow children.
He holds yellow children over his head excitedly.
I don't know. It all just came to me that this is the story of Lion King, as told by Egyptian gods.
They would probably be really offended for us to like, you're just now realizing that!
Who? Shakespeare or Disney?
Good point. No, the Egyptians. Like, that's their story.
How much can I go into this conspiracy theory of the story of Seth and Horus is just Lion King?
I think we're all convinced it was basically the entire story, except for the Timon and Pumbaa Hakuna Matata bit. There was no happy part in the story.
Oh my gosh, Pumbaa is Hathor.
No, I'm going to go with this was... not Hakuna Matata. This was Lion King, but with lots of gay sex and incest.
A lot of semen.
Lots and lots of semen. Poisonous semen, and decapitation, and...
hand chopping.
Lots of...
hippos. Lots of hippos.
Lots of hippos. And the chopping off of body parts and the swallowing of penises.
So
at least one.
I have thoroughly enjoyed this story.
Why are people so mad about what he looks like?
Exactly, I don't get it.
Like, do they want him to look like another Anubis?
I don't know. I don't get it. Like, I feel like...
That's boring.
If SMT designed all of their Egyptian characters to look like their hieroglyphs, that would be really boring and not very SMT of
everyone
them.
would look like Khonsu.
Yeah.
He just looks like, yep, you're Egyptian.
Yeah,
you know.
Exactly. Well, and Osiris looks like that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like...
Now, he's more of a stitched up mummy. Like, they try to make it look like he was, like, wrapped back together again because,
right,
you know,
but
reference
it's
the
still
story.
Like, I feel like Isis has more of, like, a different design. You can tell she's Egyptian, but
I kind of wish she was, like, a Doulahan holding her own head decapitated, like, post that story. It'd be kind of funny.
Toth fixed it. It's fine.
Yeah, I guess
Monkey slapped
maybe
it back
she has,
on.
like, something wrapped around her neck. I don't know. Isis episode eventually.
I don't know. But I also like, you know, that Toth's just a straight up monkey, which is a thing I looked up. He is usually depicted just as a monkey.
Mm-hmm.
Not as a human monkey. just a monkey.
With a book.
With a book.
With a book.
So I love that. Can't wait to get to Toth's episode. Interesting when we get to Isis's episode, because I'm not sure what else I'm going to say about her other than she's a horrible mother who harpooned her son and then cut off his hands.
Yeah, the hands never came back, as far as we know. We haven't finished a Horus episode.
I don't know.
to find
Toth
out.
summoned the semen.
That's what I was asking. I was concerned about his hands. Like, he summoned the semen. Do the hands come with it?
I don't think so.
Because my first question there, Toth, would have been, excuse me, oh, well, there's your hands! Like, it's just like, oh, thank you for finally summoning my hands.
Thanks, mother.
Thanks, Mom. Why were your hands there? Mom. Remember after she impaled me with a harpoon? And I decapitated her, and then my eyes were gouged
And then
out?
we just gotta remember...
What goes on?
Horus got, like, the worst end of the stick in this whole thing.
And then to try to, like, you know what, Seth, Uncle Seth, we got off on the wrong foot. Let's have some sex.
No, that was Seth's idea, not Horus's idea.
Okay. But Horus fell for it. That's the important thing.
Okay, so now I need you to imagine a giant black dragon and a very shiny yellow bird.
Yes. Oh, I was the whole time. Okay, so which of Seth's designs do you think is the most accurate?
None of them. I don't like any of them.
Okay, well, what about the remade one where he was a human body with Egyptian
Can
stuff
you pull
and
it
like
up again?
a long snake head?
That still doesn't make any sense, because that's a snake.
Yeah, well, a snake for a head, but it's a human body.
He fights Apep. He's not Apep.
Okay, well,
I think I can solidly say I disagree with all of the serpent designs.
what about this then?
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's just a molting bird. I
Demi
don't...
Kids is the way to go. I knew this was gonna happen.
What? It's not a bird. He's not a bird.
Not anymore, because he molted.
Although that is the one that has the closest shape of his, like, snout.
That is true. Oh my gosh, he does. And you know what? Something I didn't mention about the Demikid's design, his beak is pink too, meaning that's flesh. That's not a beak.
Yeah.
That's actually the shape he's supposed to be. This is the most accurate. It finally happened. Demi-Kids, you did it!
The Dualahan's still one of my favorite ones.
Oh, that was just adorable.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. You had to listen to that. But I hope you had fun, right? I think we had fun.
We had fun, lost some limbs, Seth got pregnant, but it's all right.
Lots of semen.
In the end, Toth got a shiny new ball.
It involved so many demons that are in SMT, and this is the funniest thing to me. And you were saying, like, Horus is unaffected by, like, one of the moves that Seth has, or something like that?
No, he
And-
had an ability that did not affect Horus. It should have, because that was the whole point.
Even after this story? Okay.
Yeah, I think it should have affected Horus, and it doesn't. It only affects, like, snakes and tyrants,
Oh,
of
okay.
which Horus is not. And Apep is not a demon, I don't think.
Apep's a demon.
Okay, Apep is a demon, but it is one of those demons that, like, appeared a long time ago, and we're probably not seeing it again.
Our season 5 demons.
Yeah. Yeah, we have different themes for each season. This is not the time to run through what our season themes are going to be, because, I'm sorry, this was a really long episode.
I'm sorry, I knew it was going to be long because that story is ludicrous and I did not feel like leaving out any part of it.
I'm very glad that you didn't, because Seth didn't feel like leaving out any
I could
part
have
of
asked
his
way more
dick
pop
from
questions.
Horus's butt crack and hands. Why the hands? Why did it end up in the hands? You know what? Because the story then would have been, Mom, look, this is your Uncle Seth's particular semen, not anyone else's semen. What are you talking about? Drops his pants, spreads his butt cheeks. Look, Mom, right here.
Cuts off his
Cuts off what?
Butt.
His butt cheeks?
pulls out
Pulls out his rectum.
rectum.
He just loses like a foot of his
Like
colon.
a straight up kappa pulls out his rectum.
Yeah, or like a sea cucumber. She just pulls his anus out and starts reverse squeezing it
We
like
had to end this episode before I started crying.
like she's icing cookies.
I
and
don't
just like,
want this in my dreams.
She's trying to get the last of the toothpaste out, and squeezes out the. That's disgusting.
You know, Horus lost his hands, his eyes, his dignity, everything.
but not his penis.
Not his penis.
Not his penis.
That was his father.
That was his father. Whatever happened to that fish? Do we not
He ate his penis.
What happened to the fish? That is fish plus penis.
I knew I was going to trip you
That's
up
too
on
much
that
power
one.
for one fish.
I really tried hard to come up with good options that sounded like they could have been plausible. Because the fish thing does not sound plausible.
No, it sounded too basic. But then I really wanted Seth to be involved, so...
Because he's a problem.
Anyway... God. Be sure to tune into the next episode where we will summon a new demon that begins with the letter T. Let us know your favorite demon that begins with T and what you thought of this episode. We would love to hear from you.
It will be a lot less semen-y next time.
Maybe.
No, I promise.
You can find me online at HamsterBomb on YouTube, where I host a long list of Let's Plays, reviews, and live streams. And thank you all so much for listening. Take care not to let the demons have fun with you while you sleep. And we will see you all in the next episode. Oh, keep your holes
This is
bored,
worse than
everybody.
the cum hail episode. This is so much worse.